This video is about integrating the teachings of Michael Singer and Wim Hof. Hi, I'm Tim Welch from Selfless Awakening. This is my YouTube channel. If you like the stuff I'm talking about, subscribe and click the little bell for notifications so you can be up to date with my latest video. Alright, so this video, this one is about Michael Singer, whose message is primarily surrender. It's surrender combined with you are the awareness itself underneath that I can feel right now that I am as I'm talking to you. I'm not my thoughts, I'm not my body. I'm that awareness, right? His big message is you are that. There's a voice chattering. Don't worry about it. Surrender to what life puts in front of you and go with it. Go with the flow. That's his big thing, okay? Wim Hof. Transcend the mind through the body. Transcend the mind through the cold exposure. Go in through the body. Deep breathing methods. Learn how to take ice baths. Walking through uncomfortableness regularly. That's what I take as big. There's so much more to these teachings, but I'm taking these sort of zoomed out distillations of what they're saying for the purpose of talking about how to integrate. When we surrender, when we begin this surrendering process, this process of letting go of resisting what comes up internally, emotionally, surrendering the resistance to whether our lives are, whether we have the job we want, the partner we want, whether our body's the way we want it to be, whether we have enough money, whatever. The more we surrender and go, well, it's here, this is what's here, I'm going to go with the flow with it. The more we get to a place of allowing everything to be where it is and just moment by moment, second by second, nanosecond by nanosecond, tapping into what is the next right thing to do. What is the next intuitive thing to do? Where am I clearly being pulled? And understanding that there is this intuitive higher self pull, and then there's the pull of the naggy voice that's always running in your mind. Two different pulls, okay? So when we get to a place where we start to surrender to allowing everything to unfold the way it is, and we're not resisting the way our life is going, and we're not resisting emotionally what comes up, there's on one level a peace in the allowance of everything to be happening, but there still is on a surface level a resistance that can still happen, and uncomfortableness. You know, it's like if you feel like you have intuitive guidance to, hey, I need to sell my car now, then there's a part of your voice that goes, then there's a voice that goes, you don't need to sell your car. It's not in that bad a shape. It's like, don't do it. Like that's resistance. So to follow the intuitive guidance of sell your car, it's time, requires you to walk through the bitching of your voice and you're like going, so that's uncomfortable, and because that voice is attached to your body until you detach from it more. Meaning that when you're frustrated, when that voice is frustrated, your body is responding to that. When that voice is happy and joyful and peaceful, your body's responding to that too. Michael Singer, you are not those thoughts or your body, you are the awareness of those things that are occurring. But on a very physical level, on a Wim Hof level, you're having a physical reaction to following sometimes the intuitive guidance, okay? There's an uncomfortableness many times to following the intuitive guidance. And you know, you have an idea like, oh, I really should reach out to that person. That would be a good thing to do. And then the voice goes, no, don't. You don't owe them anything, you know? Walking and reaching out to them anyway, it's uncomfortable. So that's where the integration of the Wim Hof method is so powerful with the method of following and surrendering to the universe. and what it has for you is, when I do the Wim Hof method, when I practice walking through uncomfortableness, I find that it's much easier for me to handle the uncomfortableness that comes in the surrendering to doing what's intuitively right. Because not all the time, but a lot of the time, doing what's intuitively right is on one level uncomfortable and on another level joyful and blissful, right? So by having a practice like Wim Hof method, where I do take cold showers or expose myself to the cold, which I'm going to tell you a funny story about that in a second, is when I do that, I just feel a readiness to be uncomfortable in other ways, which means I'm ready to surrender to whatever life has for me. Does that make sense? I learn how to walk through uncomfortableness with Wim, which then I'm able to use when I'm surrendering to the moment and surrendering to intuitive guidance. Surrendering to the moment and what's come up and surrendering to intuitive guidance, okay? So let me tell you this funny thing that happened this morning. I'm going to put a little bit of the video here right now. Check it out. Look, bing. See this video? So I had this feel, I was doing the treadmill this morning, and I had this feeling to, I should go outside and do this video that I'm doing right now about uncomfortableness and about walking through uncomfortableness and how Wim Hof is so great for that, and it helps you be able to surrender to the moment, which is Michael Singer's teaching. And I was like, why don't I go do it and be uncomfortable and sit out in the cold and do it? So what I did was, I went out there and I shot a short 1-minute video for Instagram, and I shot like a 7 or 8 minute video for YouTube, and the microphone didn't work for both of the videos. I didn't have it plugged in all the way. So the videos were completely like just no audio like this. And that was a perfect moment for me. And I just went, well, I guess I wasn't supposed to do a shirtless video out in the 22-degree cold about this topic. And so that's why I'm sitting here and doing this video right now. So that was an example of me surrendering to intuitive guidance. Like, I thought it would be fun to do the video while I was uncomfortable, and I got to have the experience, but I don't have the video to show you other than the no audio. So anyway, yeah. So one thing I do want to say, though, about the uncomfortableness, and I have to be mindful of this myself, is as you're practicing uncomfortableness, be aware that that can become one of the tools of your ego to beat yourself up with. Like, sometimes I'll push myself. Like, there's some energy in me that likes to push myself too hard, harder than the mindful voice in my head thinks is healthy. And there's like an energy, it's like, aha. And I can easily take the uncomfortableness thing and push it a little far if I'm not aware of it. And I just want you to know that I don't think that's the point of it. Like, that I realize for myself too is being just a little bit uncomfortable can be healthy. A little bit cold can actually be good for your circulatory system, or, a sauna can be good for you too. A hot yoga class can be good for you. Like, a little bit of uncomfortableness is okay, but don't use it to beat yourself up. Don't work out to the point of not feeling good. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so that's the idea. Uncomfortableness, learn how to walk through it with Wim Hof. The surrender experiment, learn how to surrender to everything that comes up in your moment, learning how to accept it for what is, taking the moment and just look at things and say and accept this is here exactly, perfectly for. It's just this thing that is happening to me is happening perfectly as it should be, and surrendering to it, and surrendering. Yeah, there you go. So read the surrender experiment and explore the Wim Hof method, and subscribe to my videos if you like what I'm talking about. I'll do some more integrating of multiple teachings into our understanding, because this is the day and age we live in where we can do that now. We can have lots of gurus. Have a great day.